Thanks, Daniela. What's up, everyone? Time for Catching Up with Carly, presented by Meijer. Today, I'm lucky enough to be joined by Tiger alum Alan Trammell. How's it going, Alan?
Well, I'm doing fine, Carly. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. And I want to dive right into your playing career. You had 20
Okay.
years on the same team. I mean, what's it like staying in one city for your whole professional playing career?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is pretty cool. When you first get drafted by the organization that drafted you, you have that dream. And once you get into your teens, and I've started thinking, my gosh, it would be pretty cool to sit and look at your back of your baseball card and see one team. And the other part about that is that was very special is I had a partner with me, Lou Whitaker, who again it goes Lou and Tram go together, and we both had this conversation together. Again, when we got into our 13th, 14th year or so, we started saying, what, wouldn't it be cool again to look at the back of your baseball card? And lo and behold, we both got to do that. And I know sometimes some players after a certain point, hey, and it's out of their control, to be honest with you. But we were able to do that. And again, that's a very special thing because in the history of the game, when you talk about some of the greats of the greats, they bounced around a little bit, especially at the end of their careers. And for Lou and I, that didn't happen. And so, again, very cool.
Okay, so you made your MLB debut the year after you were drafted in the 1976 MLB draft.
Correct.
So you made that debut at Fenway Park. And what was that moment like? Were you nervous, excited, both?
Nervous is an understatement. Again, I was 19 years old, but I did have, again, the luxury. I had Lou Whitaker next to me. We got called up the same day from Double A. We had won the Double A championship. We were with the Montgomery Rebels, but we were in Jacksonville. So after we won Wednesday night, the team busted back to Montgomery. We were told that we were going to Detroit. So we stayed overnight and we got on a plane on a Thursday morning and flew to Detroit. And we had a day game in Detroit. Didn't realize we had a day game. Well, we signed our contracts, watched the game. We immediately after the game got on a plane to Boston, and the next day was a doubleheader. And both Lou and I played that second game of the doubleheader. And again, to have a sidekick, I mean, we were going to be nervous, and anybody that plays their first major league game is going to be nervous. But the fact that I had, again, my sidekick, somebody that I knew already, it certainly helped. But we didn't win, but we both did well. We got a couple hits apiece. Lou had three, to be honest with you. I got two, and you know what? Again, that was kind of how it all started. But very nervous to say the least.
All right, you touched on Lou Whitaker a couple times now. So you guys
Hmm.
debuted
I
again the
have
same
to.
game.
I have to.
You guys are
Yes,
like peanut butter and jelly. I mean, you guys just
that's
go
right.
together so well. The first of 19 professional seasons together. I mean, what kind of bond do you form with someone who goes through those big life moments, those trials and tribulations with you like that?
Well, it we put in a lot of work together, but with that work, it was something that we enjoyed. And even though, again, we're all different personality-wise, I'm a little bit more outgoing. At least that's the perception. Lou is not that quiet, to be honest with you, but he came across that way. But he understood how to play baseball, and his love was just like mine. Is that all we wanted to do was to help our team win and do whatever it took. And both of us, again, were small. We were skinny. We didn't have much weight on us, but we knew how to play the game of baseball. And so our coaches, I think, helped us the process. But we had a little something already. But we were both very, very similar in that we understood the game. We understood how much defense meant, especially at that point in time, early in our careers. That's how we were going to stay in the big leagues, and we got a little better with the bat. But again, I've mentioned it so many times already, but the fact that I had a sidekick and Lou could look over at me and I could look over at him, and that was really kind of a sounding board that really did help us throughout our careers.
Well, it definitely worked out. Okay, so let's forward to
Yeah.
1984, winning the World Series. Did you ever think you'd be holding the Commissioner's Trophy?
Well, I was hoping so. I mean, that's what when you get in. I mean, you're first of all when you sign. Let's go back a couple more years there, just to start again. Is that your dream is to make it to the major leagues, and then when you get in and you establish yourself, Yeah, you want to win. At being going back to a young boy again, you're competitive. You've been successful before. You're going, well, why can't I do this at the major league level? But along the line, you have to learn, and losing is not something that I enjoyed. But we took some lumps. We played in a very, very difficult division. But we had a few years under our belt, and we were starting to mature physically and mentally. And so, going into the '84 year, we had come in second to Baltimore, who won the World Series in '83. So we thought we were a good ball club. And then lo and behold, we got off to this incredible start, 35-5, and we won 17 games in a row on the road, which is an American League record, and it just gave us all the confidence in the world. So, going back, we were ready, we were mature enough now to handle this, but we started winning ball games at an unbelievable clip that just gave us that confidence, and it was just a unbelievable year. You couldn't have scripted it any better. We went wire to wire from first day of the season to the end when we were at the very last day in October when we won the World Series. We were in first place the whole way, and it was the Detroit Tigers year in 1984.
You now serve as a special assistant to the general manager of the
Correct.
Tigers. So you touched on that,
Correct.
how you enjoyed that, but how amazing is it that you're working for the team that drafted you over 40 years ago?
Oh my gosh. Well, again, that's kind of a full circle. And, that's where I
Uh-huh.
started. This is where I'm going to end. There's no question about it. And again, hopefully the end is not for a number of years, but just to be included, to be a part, Al Avila and the guys there, that they let me be a part. That's all that I'm looking for at this stage of my life. And, being involved in, whatever it be, the winter meetings, the trade deadline, the draft, going out to our minor leagues, which is really predominantly what I do more of. Come into Detroit to the
Uh-huh.
big league club and kind of just be a part of that. As I mentioned, that's kind of a little bit of everything, and I really relish the fact that they include me, and I'm a part of just about everything that the Tigers do.
You have two of the greatest honors of a professional athlete under your belt, having your jersey retired by the team you played for and being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I mean, those days must have been some of the greatest days of your life. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, those are very, very special, but there's also some things that led up to that, and that was obviously major league debut with Lou Whitaker, winning the World Series in '84, um, playing with Lou for 19 years. Having your number obviously is very, very special, and to look at Comerica Park on the wall and see my name and my number up there is something that I guess they're stuck with me for forever. When I'm long gone, my legacy will continue, which is very cool. And and then being elected into the Hall of Fame. I mean, again, for a player, it doesn't get any better than that. But those go hand in hand. Having your jersey, your number retired, and going into the Hall of Fame, and they're 1A and 1B for me. And without playing in Detroit, it wouldn't have happened. And I can't thank the fans and the people in the Tiger organization all these years. But I say thank you very much.
Well, we thank you as well for your amazing playing careers. Okay, last question. I want to ask about the current state of the Tigers team. What can fans expect to see from them when the season resumes and returns?
Well, I think we're on the right track, and the rebuilding, the teardown, I should say, the teardown is over. Now it's on the way up. And I mentioned before that in '03 we lost all those games, and '06 that the Tigers won the World Series. Now I'm not projecting, and I'm not saying how many years, but the fact is that we're on the right track. And again, with the draft, and we've been drafting the last couple of years, we've got some new players, some better players, and we're hoping that this year we add a few more. And that's how it's done. And we're committed. The Tiger organization, starting from Chris Ilitch, and the ownership is allowing us and giving us the resources to do that. And I think that we have the people on board that are making the right decisions, that you're going to see the Detroit Tigers making progress in the next year or so, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. But we're looking for big and better things here in the next couple of years.
Love it. Mr. Trammell, thank you so much for joining me on Catching Up with Carly, presented by Meijer. This has been awesome. I've learned a lot. I hope you stay well during this time, and I definitely hope to see you very soon at Comerica Park.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure, Carly. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much. And thanks for tuning in to Catching Up with Carly, presented by Meijer. Back to you.